Oh, yeah. Hi, Ashley. I think you're muted. I think you're muted. I think everybody starts off a little muted. Hey, Mom. Hey, Mallory.
Hey, there we
Hey,
go.
how was your birthday dinner?
It was good. I'm stuffed. I think I ate too much. I tried not to. They had frog legs. They were really good.
It's okay.
Yes,
Hey,
yes.
Mallory. Oh, and your makeup looks really pretty.
Thank you. Thank you. I actually been doing it a little different. I've been adding my bronzer into my foundation, and making it a little darker.
Yeah,
So I'm liking how that turned out.
that looks really good. I know a lot of people like that. For me, it was a little too shimmery, but maybe I added too much.
You may have, because mine's not shimmery at all.
Okay. I need to try that again because several people have talked about using the bronzer that way. Mallory, do you use the bronzer that way? Oh, you're muted. Yeah,
Is that better?
that's better.
All right. I actually ran out of bronzer for like a month. So yeah, it was like I just got some back. So I haven't experimented as much with it, but I have mixed it with like the lotion before.
Lotion.
And yeah, if you get it too heavy, it does make a difference.
Yeah, that's probably what I'm doing.
Yeah, I looked really tan one day.
Just on your face.
Yeah.
Hey, Kelly.
I was just like, guys, no, it's just, it's all natural. Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah. But I think I do like doing it like that. It makes it easy.
Mhm. Okay. I'm going to give it a shot again. Try it again.
Do it.
I think we have a few more people that are going to hop on with us and then we'll get started. That clock I'm always watching. And my screen never shows me the time. I don't know why. Kelly, do you know if there's a spot that I can click to show me the time? You're muted, Kelly.
For how much time you have left? No, I don't know. When we do them at work, we pay, so it's not limited to time.
That wasn't a cheapo then. Can you guys see the time on there?
No, I don't see a time.
No, but I mean, I'm just looking at the top, and if you start at 8:30, you have till 9:10. That works.
Do something smart like that.
That's why they pay
Yeah.
Kelly the big bucks.
Hey, Erin, you're pregnant, so you're allowed to have a mommy brain.
I'm just going to claim that.
Right?
We'll just claim it.
That's your excuse for like the next year.
Yeah.
Okay?
Happy birthday, Ashley.
Thank you,
Oh,
Kelly.
yeah, happy birthday, Ashley.
Thank you, Mallory. It was good.
We can't hear Mom, but I think she said happy birthday.
Oh, is Mom on?
Mom, you have to. So I muted everyone in the beginning. Sorry, y'all. We have a problem with noise.
I said I can say it again too. I don't want to be the only one not saying it.
Yeah, there you
Even
go.
though I
Thank you, Mommy.
love you.
Love you too.
There's Jess. Hey, Jess. Jess is coming to see me this weekend, y'all. I'm really excited about it. Well, she's not coming to
Yay.
see me. Her husband's hardcore and he's running a marathon or something that happens to be in the same city we live in. But I get to hug her.
Oh,
And
Fun.
I know. We're excited. We're excited. Okay, we'll let just a couple more people hop on. I always hate when they miss the beginning because there's some good nuggets in the beginning.
I got my plantar fasciitis boot on. That's why I was getting all like if I'm gonna sit here for this long, I'm gonna wear my boot.
Oh, I'm really sad this isn't a full body thing then. So
There, no one in there.
No, Dad, we can hear you.
yeah. Okay, yeah, we can tell Dad we can hear him. Okay, we will go ahead and hop on and get started. So everybody, you can scroll over your screen and you have the ability to mute yourself and unmute yourself. while I'm kind of talking in the beginning, if we all stay muted, it just helps with the background noise. But please feel free to unmute yourself at any time and hop in and share, ask your questions, share your experiences. I think this is like the third month that we've done this, and they've been really fun. So thanks for taking a few minutes tonight to hang out. We're going to talk about a topic that I've just become really passionate about. It is helping our members see the value in joining Essential Rewards from the beginning. This is something I've shared with you guys. I'm often like teaching or training, whatever you want to call it, talking to you guys from a point, from a viewpoint of like the mistakes that I have made. And this is one of them, again, that I did poorly in the beginning. When I would enroll people, I would say, hey, like skip past that Essential Rewards section. Like we can talk about it later, not a big deal. I frequently did that in the beginning. I taught some of you guys to do that in the beginning. So now we are learning a better way. And just after we've been doing this for a few years, I truly know that like, because our goal is to come alongside families and help them make this a lifestyle, if they're not on Essential Rewards and they're not ordering products regularly, then that's not happening for them. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. But I'm actually going to start with some, let me pull up my notes here. I'm actually going to start at the beginning. Pardon me, we had jambalaya tonight, so y'all just bear with me. To talk about why Essential Rewards is so critical from a business point of view and in the ability to generate residual income. We talk about residual income with Young Living, and that's a big why for a lot of people, why they get into this sort of business is the ability to make an income that like you can step away from and it's still coming in. You can take time off and that income is still there. So we're going to talk about why Essential Rewards is so critical for that. And then we'll move on and talk about why it's important for your members' wellness success. So first, if you didn't know this, when you spend 100 PV on Essential Rewards, you are guaranteed to receive all possible bonuses and commissions from Young Living. So as a leader, you're going to want to go ahead and set your PV assistant to 100 PV minimum so that you make sure that you're never missing out on those commissions. The next thing, there's like a weird screen. Can you guys hear me okay? Yeah. Okay. Now, when your members are on Essential Rewards, it sets up the base of your business. So imagine that you're just starting out, you don't have any builders, and say that month you enroll 5 new people. They all spend 100 PV getting their premium starter kit. Now, at the beginning of the next month, no matter what rank you are, no matter if you're a star, no matter if you're a diamond, your beginning of the month always looks like 0 PV or 0 OGV. And that can be really disheartening whenever you've like done all this work and then you look at the beginning of the month and you're 0. You're like, what? I have to do that all over again? So, so if your members don't order that next month, then A, they're not supporting their health and getting, more products to start switching things out in their home. But then you're also missing out on that 24% fast start bonus that you get for the first 3 months. So there's a really big income boost that you can add to your check for a member's first 3 months of ordering. So therefore, you also have to enroll a bunch of new people to get to where you were the last month. So as we help our members see the value of Essential Rewards and we encourage them to spend that $50 a month, then you're going to guarantee commissionable PV that you're going to get paid on without having to find new people, essentially. So when we think about the money that they're spending on personal and home care products at like Target or CVS or Amazon, y'all, Amazon Prime, I mean, just saying, anybody else, struggle is real. $50 is a breeze. And so we call this transfer buying. I think, a lot of you guys probably know this, but for the sake of those who are listening this as a recording, transfer buying just means that we're going to take the $50 budget. So there's studies out there that the average home is spending at least $50 a month on personal care, beauty care products, that kind of thing, at stores like Target, Walmart. So transfer buying just means they're going to take that $50 and they're going to spend it on Young Living products instead. So we get a chance to share with them how they can buy safe, toxin-free products through Young Living to support their families and small businesses. They're not just supporting their families, but they're also supporting other families through their purchase. I love the idea of like buying local, supporting families, that kind of thing, versus spending their money at like a big chain grocery store. Plus, we know that Young Living is going to give them that 10 to 25% back in Essential Rewards and all the freebies. To kind of recap for that, when we help our members get on ER, it's going to establish your base OGV. So you can look at your projected OGV for the next month for those of you who are using Oily Tools, and you'll actually see some numbers there. And so it's encouraging to know that at the end of the month, you're going to have some OGV, you're going to have a little bit of residual income coming in. Pardon me. So you have already spent the time and energy to help your friends see the value in getting started. So now you can continue to make money based on those monthly orders as you spend your time and energy now. Focus on finding more new members and helping coach those underneath you kind of duplicate that process. And so when we are talking about Essential Rewards from the beginning, when we're helping people enroll from the beginning, then we know that what we do is what the people that we enrolled do, whether that is good things or not so good things. I've seen both of those. People are going to do what you do. So helping our members see the value in Essential Rewards is really where like some of that ridiculous financial outcomes start happening. That's where the growth starts happening. That's where how you rank faster, all of those things. So the easiest way to find what your number is, so maybe you're like, I have no idea what my percentage is. I have no idea how many people in my team are on ER. Does anybody here not have Oily Tools? Mom. Okay. Three of you. Okay. So if you've never used Oily Tools before, shoot me a message after this and remind me, and I will gift you your first month free. So you can kind of look and see. This is what it looks like. I don't know if you can see it. This is what it looks like, but it gives me a fun breakdown of like what my OGV is. And then you can click on the stats button and it can tell you lots of fun stats. And one of them is what your ER percentage is. One of them is like what your check is kind of projected to be at this point. Fun things like that. So you get the app, you look at the stat, and 25 to 30, I believe, percent of Young Living members are on Essential Rewards. But if you really want to be a team that is like growing and ranking, we want that number to be over 35%. So take a look at your number, kind of see where you're at. And that might need to be a focus for your team. You might need to dig in a little bit to kind of talk to your leaders, maybe do some retraining, maybe reevaluate, because we want that number to be over 35% for your team to really be growing.
Hey, Erin.
Yes, ma'am.
Can I just brag on Jessica? I just looked hers up, and her member percentage on ER is 48.98.
Yeah, that's really
Very good. Thank you, Jessica.
Which helps Kelly's number be a little higher. So yeah, and our like average team, like all of like Team Blankenship, hovers between like 43 and 48%. So our team is doing such a good job. Like if you compare like all of Young Living, but we want those numbers up there because I want to see you guys ranking fast. And we know that when our members are on ER, that they are living the lifestyle. And that's our ultimate goal. So, okay, a few easy steps to help people get on Essential Rewards. Is Lauren Jameson not on here tonight? Could you text her for me? She was supposed to give us a little testimony. Do you mind texting her for me, Kelly? Just a reminder, she was going to do a little testimony for us.
She just posted something in the team just a few minutes ago.
Oh, did she? Okay.
And also one more thing, can you not get on Young Living's website and find that percentage?
So you can, there's like they don't just give you that number. You could go and figure up and say, I have this many members, which might be more satisfying for your math mind, for you math people, not for me. But you could go and you could say, I have this many members, and then click and just ask Young Living to give you a report of how many Essential Rewards members you have, and then figure out your percentage that way. for sure. Yeah, so you could do that. One thing I love about the Oily Tools app, though, is I can also, like, I can go and tap in, like, Rhonda Crumby, and I can click on your stats, and I can see, like, what your ER percentage is, or, like, what your projected is, like, if you're close to ranking, like, so you can, like, help kind of track where your leaders are and where your people are and who might need help. You can do reports for, like, missed Essential Rewards orders that month. It's got a lot of cool stuff in there. So it's a good one. So 3 easy steps to help people get on ER. Okay, so we've got some yellows on here. So I know some of you guys are probably like squirming at this point. Who feels like, hands up, if you feel like you're being pushy, if you tell your members to spend more money on top of the premium starter kit? Yeah, that's okay. You can put your hands up. Okay, yeah. So that is like half of us. And I could hold my hand up when I first started, because that's how I felt. I was just like super anxious about it. I'm like, oh, they're already spending $160. But I have a Crossline friend who polled her team recently and asked her members, if there was one thing that you knew, let me read the question so I get it correctly. What is one thing you wish you knew sooner about Young Living? And guess what almost everyone said? Yeah, they wish they had known about Essential Rewards sooner, y'all. People are saying that in the poll. She said hands down, that was like the biggest thing people said. They wish they'd known about ER sooner. And I've actually had people, like personally enrolled people, that are like, what the heck, Erin? Why am I just now learning about Essential Rewards? Like, why didn't you tell me that from the beginning? So for some people, it's not going to be their jam, and that's okay. But when we tell them, then we've done our job. They at least know about it, and they get to, like an adult, make that decision whether they, want to do it or not. So your new member is buying a kit because they decided to put their health first. Our job was to give them the info, which we did, and then they make that decision. So your new member wants to make some sort of change, or they wouldn't have gotten started. There's something inside of them, even if it's a small thing, even if it's, just a better night's sleep, or it's just trying to find a cleaner that's safe for their babies. Even if it's just one thing, they wanted to make a step towards better health, or they wouldn't have gotten started. So we know that to live a healthy lifestyle and actually find like total body wellness, that we have to be consistent with that. So we can actually expect our members to keep purchasing. Okay, thanks, Kelly. So we can actually expect our members to keep purchasing, because we are using consumables. So if they're using their products consistently, like we know that they should, then they're going to have to reorder anyways. So our goal is going to be to normalize Essential Rewards in our organization and make it a part of our culture, with the expectation that they're going to order again anyway. So we want to make sure that they're going to get those points back and get the freebies. Okay. Now to the actual easy steps. The first one would be I'm going to cover them all real quickly. Know their needs, suggest a few products to meet their needs, and then we'd tell them about Essential Rewards. Pardon me. So knowing their needs, we want to first be asking them questions and listening to our new members. So whether this is like at a coffee shop class, whether this is their first class, or whether that you are just like talking to them through Facebook Messenger, I've really tried to like change the conversation a little bit and make sure that I'm asking them, like if they've asked me about essential oils, what are you looking to support? Like with, with your interest in essential oils, what kind of health goals are you, does your family have? What kind of things are you looking to support? So asking them questions about their needs really helps you to know what direction they're going in. It gives you a platform to start from to point them in a direction with products that are really going to help them meet their needs. So the next thing then, and you can do that by a really popular thing if you have a hard time kind of talking to people in that way, is to using the FORM method, FORM, and asking them about their family, their occupation, recreation, and their recreation. Those are 4 things: family, occupation, and recreation. And then after you know those things, then you can present them with a message that is more applicable to their goals. Does that make sense? Cool. Okay. So we want to listen to what they're saying and then find a need or find a way to meet that need. So the next thing would be then we want to suggest a few products to meet their needs. So someone who needs a lot of, say, like emotional support is not going to join Essential Rewards for your 3 favorite products like Deep Relief, Cool Azul, and OrthoSport if they've never worked out or they don't have stiff neck. You know, like your favorite product isn't going to be what everybody needs. So if we're doing number 1, we're asking and we're listening, then we're going to know that things like Valor and Release or whatever are going to be 2 products that they could find value in. So we want to talk to them about products that they can find value in. So if you're not sure, you know, if people are telling you about your needs and you're suddenly like, I don't know everything. I don't know what hormone things Young Living offers. That's where a reference guide really comes in handy. I always like to make sure that our new members and our leaders and all that have a reference guide that they can pull open so that people know, like, we're not just pulling this stuff from our head. We don't have to know all this stuff to be able to be oily. We have lots of great resources that we can pull from. Let's see. So maybe you're saying, like, I have a lot of people on my team now who aren't on Essential Rewards. I wasn't doing this, you know, the right way or, you know, whatever. I was avoiding Essential Rewards. Now what? We've talked a little bit about the wellness plans and helping your members with a wellness plan. If that's you and you want to get with me after this, I can show you how I'm offering to write up, you know, simple wellness plans for new members or for old members. If you've got old members who have been members for a while and you want to encourage them to get on Essential Rewards with a wellness plan, an incentive could be a good time to offer an incentive. I don't always incentivize ER because a lot of people just do it naturally, and there's great perks to do it naturally already. But for those people who have been long members, I think that can be a good strategy. Another strategy there could be giving samples of other product lines. I have, you know, an extra tub of like Animal Sense ointment and sandalwood face cream, like things that go really far or easy to send little samples to people that, you know, maybe have a little one with skin trouble or are interested in beauty care, any of that kind of stuff. So I love giving samples. And then the last thing would be to tell them about Essential Rewards. So this was where I was going to let oh, she's here. Yay. My screen got bigger. Okay. No, you're good. You're muted, Lauren. Yeah.
First Zoom call. So sorry, guys.
No, you're good. We're glad you're here. I wanted to, we talked about Essential Rewards percentages, and Lauren just does a really great job of sharing Essential Rewards from the beginning in all of her classes. I've actually learned a lot from her about just like being confident with that and understanding that we are offering them a great value when we teach them about Essential Rewards from the beginning. Lauren's ER percentage is like over 50%, which is really cool and really rare to find. And that's why her team's growing really quickly. So, Lauren, hey, if you'll just share with us a little bit, we're at the point where we're talking about, okay, we are listening for needs. We are suggesting a few products to meet your needs. And now we are telling them about Essential Rewards. What does that look like when you're in a classroom setting or when you're at coffee with somebody? How do you do that right from the beginning? What does that look like?
Hey guys, so sorry I'm late. It was my mom's birthday dinner, and I'll be honest, I forgot. And thank you, Kelly, for reminding me. So here I am. But anyways, so I wrote down a lot of points, and I feel like you guys probably all are like probably say the same thing. But in general, I would say across the board, when I introduce Essential Rewards, like either just talking personally or in my classes, I talk about it just like it's one more thing. Like, oh, by the way, so here's the kit. Like, oh, by the way, when you get your kit, you're going to want to sign up for Essential Rewards. This is how we switched over, slowly making it affordable by spreading out that cost. over multiple months instead of breaking the bank all at once. And then more times than not, maybe almost every time, I talk about how it's kind of like free money if you enroll when you do your kit. So I tell them, if you know that there are things beyond the kit that you're going to want, you might as well. I think those words are kind of really key. Like, you might as well sign up for Essential Rewards at the same time as getting your kit, because if you do, you earn those points back on the kit purchase, as well as your first ER order. So that's basically like $15, 15 points that you're going to get immediately just for enrolling. And then if you feel like it's just really not your thing, you can always cancel. So that's something I probably say every single time. And I have only had one person ever that has gone back and canceled, and it took her 3 months before she did. And she lived really far away, and even with trying to connect with her, it just was really difficult. And I think she just kind of lost the excitement over time. But a couple of things that I cover a little, I guess, deeper with some people, and it all just depends on the conversation and the needs that they have. But I definitely talk about, like, there's most likely things that you're going to want beyond the kit, because we're talking about lifestyle, and that's what I tell them all the time. I'm not here to just sell you an oil. This is a lifestyle we believe in. You're coming to these oils because you want a chemical-free option, maybe a medicine-free option, or alternative to your health. So more than likely, there's something beyond this kit that you're going to want to target those specific needs that you have. And that's where I talk about, you should go ahead, might as well do ER just to get those points. And people, have major FOMO, like that fear of missing out. So if you tell them, like, might as well, and you don't want to miss out on that free money or those free points, that right there, I feel like a lot of times really gets people going. They're like, yeah, I'm going to have to do that, because I'm absolutely not going to miss out on something that I'm entitled to. And then the cancellation, I feel like is important to mention, because people also like risk-free. Like, they want to know if they come into this, they can try these things out, and they're not just like bound to do this forever if they just really hate it. Another kind of similarity I try to mention a lot is that it's a lot like a subscription box, like Stitch Fix. I said, and I always mention, but the really great thing is you get to choose everything that's in your box, and you earn points on everything, unlike those other subscription programs. I already mentioned, I talked about how it makes Stitch and Switch a lot more affordable, how we got our house switch. That's a really common comment from me. And then I tell them a lot about how we use our points. So I say, stocking up on things, splurging on pricier items, buying gifts for people, which helps us save money. So I feel like there are 3 things already just there that really get people going: fear of missing out, risk-free, and then saving money. Like, I've already told them those 3 things that they're going to benefit, get those 3 benefits just from joining Essential Rewards. And then I talk about shift spending, which just kind of plays into that saving money. Talking about how I'm always like, yeah, we would have spent that money at Target anyways, and at least this way I can't go and spend, $100 extra on crap that I didn't need. Like, it's really, I have my to-do or my, list of things that I need to buy. I go into Essential Rewards and market, and I don't see these like clothes that I have to have in the new home, decor line that I have to have from Target as well. So people really identify with that. If they're mamas, I make sure to hit on that it's a one-stop shop. It's delivered straight to your door. Keeps me from having to drag my littles out of the house again. And then lastly, I know that you already touched on wellness plans, but that's probably the last point that I make, is that, if you feel like you don't know how you can possibly use this order, I'm going to help you. Like, you're not going to be in this alone. I'm going to send you a short survey. We're going to talk about your goals, or we can sit down and talk about them right now. I've done that at the end of my classes and actually already outlined everything that they need and helped them, come up with a plan right there. So I kind of feel like it's those 4 points, like, all together: fear of missing out, saving money, risk-free, and that they're not alone. Like, this guarantees that they're not alone in what they're purchasing, because I'm there to help them. And I think what helps us a lot too is I'm fortunate, at least in my local classes, that my sister and my mom often attend, and they both are on ER and have been for forever. So I think having that affirmation from them when I'm talking about it, just saying like, yeah, that's what we do too. Like my sister really loves airline points and hotel points and earning status that way. So that's what got her going in ER. And she like really, communicates that to people. Like, you want to earn status, like this is the way to earn status. You can earn all the way up to 25% back. You get points on everything. Like I get all my skincare that way. So in talking about normalizing it, I think that's what normalizes it, is that we all do it and we're actually there in the class together. Or like if it's someone that lives not local to us and I'm talking to them on Facebook, they're seeing me like open my Essential Rewards box every single month. Like I video that every single month. I think we talk about the things that we get through that fairly often. And my sister does that as well. She showcases her order every month. So I think just cumulatively, they see that it's just a big part of our lives and something that we do, all the time. So y'all probably, I feel like you already probably knew all of that. But we just kind of talk about it as an extension of our membership. Like it's just what we do. It's what people do. So it's the best I got to offer.
That was really great. Thank you for sharing. I think it's just good to hear kind of how people talk about it and to know like that it doesn't have to be this like, 20-minute thing, but that we can do it really easily. And I think a point that you made me think of was that some people are afraid too of like sticker shock when they see that, Orange Blossom face wash is $62 or whatever. But we know that lasts a really long time, or that when we just spent, $16 on mouthwash or whatever, I just made 3 bottles of my mouthwash. So, reminding them that our products are super concentrated so you can really find like money saving ways to make those stretch. Does anybody have questions? Yeah, for Lauren.
Sorry, I had one more thought. One thing I have done for someone, they asked me specifically, like, how often do you order everything? And I just thought about it because you're talking about diluting and how to stretch things out. And I'm always telling them like, what, this lasts forever because of this. And I dilute this. And they're like, well, how can you possibly have things to order if you've diluted everything and it lasts for forever? So one thing that I did for one lady that asked was I actually created this list, and it was like order every single month, order every other month, order every 3 to 6 months, whatever. And it just really broke down all the things that we use, how often we're ordering them. And I think that it gave them the best picture of like what a real ER order looks like over time. So.
Yeah, that's great. We might ask you for that.
Yeah, I have it somewhere. I'll have to find it, but.
Questions for Lauren, or just about like anything that we talked about tonight, or a personal experience, like this is what we're doing and it's working really well. Anybody have anything like that? Mute myself.
I know Caroline on Jessica's team has really gotten interested lately, and she shared with the lady last night that's supposed to buy a kit today or tomorrow. And when Caroline introduced Essential Rewards to her, and her comment was, and this was a 65-year-old woman, she said, yeah, why wouldn't I do that? So there was no hesitation. It was like, yeah, she appreciated her going ahead and mentioning that to her. And she did mention, like Lauren did, the benefits of getting the $10 off the kit and the $5 back. And especially right now with the promotion, like the stress bombs, the bath bombs, it's like, oh yeah, everybody wants to go ahead and take advantage of it. So that helps too.
So ultimately, feeling confident about sharing about Essential Rewards with our new members at sign up really is, like I'm learning, is a mindset thing. So if we don't think that our members should get on Essential Rewards when they sign up, then they're not going to see the need of that either. So just remembering that we're not suggesting ER because we want to make the extra $12.50. Like that's a great perk, as we are like, obviously we're business minded. We're, hoping to make residual income. That's a great perk, but we're suggesting it because we know it's an amazing program. And when they are using the products regularly, their lives are going to change for the better. That's, personal testimony. Each one of us can have a personal testimony from that, of how that's happened in our own lives. So if you are still struggling with that, like, I can't get over the like feeling salesy, or reach out to me, because we do have some resources that can help you in kind of growing and changing your mindset. Some like, personal development stuff that's really good. That's kind of helped me push past that and see the benefits. And then just knowing that ER is for them. They're going to love it. They're going to tell you later that they wish you would have told them sooner. And it's really like probably the number one, like biggest way that's going to help your business really grow. So we are like right at 5 minutes, y'all. We did so good tonight. We have 5 minutes. I'm really impressed. Does anybody else have anything that you want to ask or comment, or even like, this is what my team is struggling with and we'd love to see some like training or conversation around this? I'd love to hear from you guys tonight.
I have a compliance question. Can someone
I thought you were joking.
Me? No, I'm serious. So I saw one of my team members posted about killing germs. Can they use that, or should they use the word eliminate? Jessica? Erin?
I will tell you what I think. I think that saying something more like creating an environment that's like unfriendly to germs is going to be a lot safer. Yeah, I mean, I think the thing is, you can talk about the individual properties of like individual oils, for instance, if you are like referencing a study. So you could say like, there are studies that show that cinnamon bark is extremely effective at killing germs. But we can't really say thieves because we can't reference studies that specifically are Young Living related. They need to be general. So yeah. I think probably it's a no on the killing.
Okay.
But that's just kind of my interpretation of the compliance stuff that I read through and watched.
I'm looking back to see exactly what the post says. So, okay. Thank
Everybody
you.
in favor of Jessica doing a compliance training? Raise your hand. Okay. Yeah.
Hey, Erin, you should share that research that I shared with you about lung capacity in women who clean their homes.
Yes. Oh, wait. Unmute. Am I unmuted? Yeah, so I actually still have that pulled up because I'm looking for a way to share this that is impactful. But from the American Thoracic Society, they actually have a well-researched study just released February of this year that talks about women cleaning in the home and the impact on their respiratory system, and they equate it to someone who smokes like a pack of cigarettes a day. Is that right? What'd you say, Mom?
It equates to a lady who smokes a pack of cigarettes a day for 20 years. That's the lung capacity reduction that women that clean their homes on a regular basis have.
Yeah. So just like so really neat to like have, access to some people that are doing some legitimate research out there. So I will, for sure be sharing that with you guys from what did I say? The American Thoracic Society.
Interestingly enough, it doesn't have the same impact on men's lungs as it does women's.
Well, how much are they cleaning? Let's be real. I read that study and it was like one of the findings, like, interestingly, it didn't really impact men. And I'm like, that's not really that interesting.
I think they also looked at men who cleaned professionally and women who cleaned professionally. Women that clean in the home had as much lower capacity as women who clean professionally.
Yeah. Isn't that crazy? So just like the mama in the home.
So we shouldn't clean that much.
That's the real lesson here.
Let your husband do it, yeah.
That's a real lesson. Yeah.
But with Young Living, everybody can do it, including your children.
That sounds like Mom's got something to talk about.
Yeah.
Anybody else have anything? I think we have less than a minute, so it's going to cut us off here. But thank you so much for hanging out with us tonight. If you have questions about Essential Rewards, get with me, get with your nearest executive. we will help you feel comfortable doing this.
Thank you. Thank you.
Night.
Good night.
Night. Bye, y'all.
Night.